Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Truergy, also known as Byron Sidious. I typically avoid talking about things on YouTube or Rumble that can be easily labeled drama or community commentary. But there is occasionally events that I feel more drawn to comment on than others. 90% of the time, I continue to keep my mouth shut for good reason. But I have been a long time fan. Well, I can't even say a long time. Let's be accurate. For about a year and a half, close to 2 years, I've been a rather engaged fan of Kino Casino, PPP, and Worski. And recently, their Clips channel was brought down off of YouTube. It's suspected, thanks to the efforts of Jeremy Hambly, the Quartering, the Hamplanet, the Midwestly, whatever you want to call this failed purveyor of the Publica, an attempted news outlet that shuttered because it wasn't doing a damned thing. Look, in all the back and forth, there has been one general consensus, which is most people simply do not believe the Quartering's insistence that he had nothing to do with the Clips channel or the Andy Worski channel being zapped off of the YouTube platform. And a number of tweets have been screen captured and shared all over X/Twitter and in various YouTube videos by commentators illustrating and showing evidence that Hambley went and said that he was going to get the casino channel removed from YouTube, that he was going to try and take their Kick channel, that they were going to lose, quote, everything they have. Jeremy Hambly, I believe you are a cuck. I believe your wife gets pounded out by other people. These are things that I believe. I think you are a duplicitous snake in the grass, and I've seen enough circumstantial evidence to push me into believing these things. I do not personally have evidence of these things, but I believe them. I am not making a state claim or a statement of fact claim. I am not offering misinformation or disinformation, and I am not attempting to, quote-unquote, cyberbully you or your wife. I am commenting on the fact that there seems to be quite a bit of inference leaning in the direction that the two of you are engaged in either the swinging lifestyle or cuckoldry. These are things I believe, but I am not laying a claim. I am not making a fact statement. So there's not really much of anything in terms of grounds for you to try and remove this video off of YouTube. But as you pointed out, you've never had any problems with having material on the free speech champion outlet of Rumble Video, where this video will also be uploaded to. And we'll see just how lovely it is to have such an avenue available. Thank you to Chris Pavlovsky and the folks at Rumble. Here's the problem, cuckering. You have overplayed your hand, and you have attempted to push the gentleman over at the Kino Casino off of the digital marketplace without really thinking through what the hell you were doing. A couple of other observations. Shortly after Luke Rudkowski stopped making routine appearances on Timcast IRL, you poached him. And shortly after Hannah Claire Brimelow was removed from Timcast's staff or payroll. You poached her. Kind of goes hand in hand with this whole seething jealousy that you have towards Tim Pool and his operation. It's consistent with the character that you've been presenting to us over the last couple of years, which is as a jealous, duplicitous, coat rider. You've been riding the coattails, or attempting to, of a much more successful person who, well, he's got a much bigger bald patch than you. The next cast brew coffee flavor should be called Norwood Reaper, and the image on the bag should be Beanie Boy without his beanie on his head anymore, looking like George Costanza with the streak of pale, bald terrain in the middle of his head. I know I'm losing my hair on the top too, but getting older, it happens. Jeremy Hambly, the cuckering, sitting in the corner chair, watching his wife getting pounded out by other men. Perhaps this Adam Seller fellow with the criminal history, and who's been floating around on Twitter and on Reddit with his real name, talking about being in the hot wife. This was a term that I didn't hear until I came across it in the Casino Boys. I was like, okay, this is fucking weird. But I'm rambling and I'm kind of getting scattershot. It makes sense to me that you are so deeply jealous of Tim Pool, because something else happened that he now has that you don't have. A child. Now, this is perhaps a sore spot. And I normally would be a lot more sensitive about bringing it up or pointing it out. But you've put yourself in the position where I don't have to give a fuck if it's a sore spot for you or your wife anymore. Jeremy Hambly and Mrs. Hambly do not have a child, even though apparently they have tried. At least that's what I gather from what the Casino Boys have said, that you tried to have a kid. And it would make a certain sense. You surround yourself with Funko Pops, video games, both retro and modern. You got the giant property with all the RC cars, which is a hobby and an interest that you've maintained for years. The claw machine games. These are very commonly associated with childhood, with childish things. You've been dubbed a man-child for years. I suspect part of it was a genuine desire to be a dad. An average, everyday, common Midwestern dad. Trust me, I understand the impulse. I live in Minnesota. My wife and I have got 4 kids. I am a Midwestern dad. And it's great. I don't know who I would be without my kids. And I'm certain that as soon as he had a kid, Tim Pool probably found himself thinking, holy shit. I know who I was before I had my little girl, but now I have to be a completely different person. Maybe not obviously to the rest of us in the public, but I guarantee it changed him. And likely for the better. You and your wife tried, and it didn't happen. I suspect if you had been drinking before then, on the regular, that it got worse. And it got more noticeable. The more often you tried to have a kid and couldn't, or didn't, I suspect that pushed you further towards the bottom of the bottle. Oh, fucking well. Too bad for you, you cuck. I would normally actually feel kind of bad for you if that were the situation. I'm not saying any of this declaratively as a fact statement. This is my perception of the situation. I believe that seeing this person who you were already so jealous of manage that one life achievement that cannot be faked, that cannot be lauded and carried around as, woohoo, look at what I did. That has to be treated with great regard as something sacred. Becoming a parent, becoming a father. But it didn't happen for you. Now, I do feel bad for your wife if she had wanted children and for whatever biological reasons, it just can't happen. I actually do have some sympathy towards your wife if she had wanted to be a mom, because that is a beautiful, natural instinct. And it just didn't happen for you guys. Who knows why? I might be sympathetic to her. But you? So now you've got nobody to hand off these interests to. You have no legacy, Mr. Hambly. You've got your toys. You've got your coffee business. But is that going to leave a legacy? Is any of that going to outlive you? I'm a schmuck who looks like he's got meth mouth. Though I've never touched it, I'm just an Irish American who never took care of his fucking teeth growing up and really should have. But I've got my kids. And I've got my books. Okay? I've actually written something, created something that will outlive me, Mr. Hambly. What have you got? A coffee company that seems to be circling the drain. A channel on YouTube and Rumble that appears to be doing the same. You claim everybody else is losing subscribers and losing viewership to try and make yourself feel better that maybe you're all on the same sinking ship. I don't think that's so. I don't believe that's true. I believe you've been, as the Kino boys have pointed out, fruitlessly wasting your money on ego trip projects, vanity projects that will leave behind no lasting legacy other than to allow us for the next year or two, if you remain relevant even that long, to point and laugh at you and your failures. Why anyone like Hannah Claire Brimelow or Melanie Mack would continue to circle you, to be in your orbit? And you have to have an orbit, Hamplanet. You're so fucking big, you've got your own planetary pull. I'm not the biggest one to talk about that sort of thing, though. I'm getting kind of chubby myself. But what can I say? My wife's a good cook. Point being, I don't understand why these ladies would continue to hang on to you if you weren't signing a fucking paycheck for them. You tried to pay off or imply to Josh Moon that you'd offer financial support for the Kiwi Farms and their legal battle because you want to be owed something. You want people to owe you, to depend on you, to lean on you. And you use money and clout or notoriety to try and hook that line in, to make them depend on you. Again, I suspect this is because you genuinely have an instinctive desire to protect and provide. And you would aim that towards a child of your own, to provide and protect for them if you had a kid. It's actually more the shame that you never had a child, because I think that would have straightened you the fuck out. And now we're left with the consequences of that not happening for you. And the Kino Casino is left dealing with the consequences. But again, this is all speculation. None of this is a fact statement other than the fact that you and your wife don't have any kids. That is a true and accurate fact statement observation, from which I suspect all the rest of this has tumbled down and resulted in. Now, if you don't like this video being up on YouTube, go ahead and try to get it removed, or the video taken down, or even, shit, my channel taken down. I'm a nobody. I don't earn a living off of this. I don't get any money from it. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. The video will still exist thanks to the free speech outfit of Rumble Video, as you so helpfully pointed out and reminded me. Although you didn't have to really remind me. I already routinely use it. Bye.